Hello and welcome to the Toy Tavern. I'm VR and we're going to be opening some boxes today, and these boxes have toys in them. I've got 4 of them and they're from various sources, and let's just go ahead and get right into it. Starting with our first and smallest box, this is a package from a fellow tavern member, and it has one thing in it, and that one thing is this: the new SH Figuarts Bulma. And I hate this figure. I hate it a lot. I hate so much of it, it's absolute fucking garbage. But I have to buy it because I buy all the figures in this line. I hate the design that they used for it though. It's literally the worst Bulma outfit that exists. And it's not canon, and I hate it, and let's move on to something else so I can stop looking at it. Moving on to our second box, this is another pre-ordered thing, and it is something that I ordered from Big Bad Toy Store. It is another single item, and it is the new Marvel Legends Archangel. This figure I do not hate. It seems to be pretty standard Marvel Legends fare, but with extra stuff. You get all the heads, and you get your big claw arm for Apocalypse that I can't use because I haven't finished Apocalypse yet. But one day I will have the Apocalypse. And overall, he just seems like a really cool thing to have. I did have the original Archangel, but I sold that whenever I found out this one was coming out, because this one has more stuff, and just seemed like a better Archangel to have, and I don't need to have 2 Archangels, but now I have 1 Archangel again, and that's all the Archangel I'll ever need. Maybe. Moving on to our third box, this box has 2 things in it, and it's from Amazon. The first thing is the Marvel Legends Dr. Octopus, and the second thing is WWE Elite Collection Gentleman Jack Gallagher. Starting off with Dr. Octopus, this Marvel Legend has been out for a while, but I just now managed to pick one up. He's easily the most interesting figure in this wave, as he is an incredibly important Spider-Man villain that it is cool to now have. I did have the Toy Biz one for a long time, but as I generally do, I have replaced that one with this new Hasbro one, as 9 out of 10 times Hasbro figures are generally better. Of course, this figure does have the issue that everybody knows about, that his tentacles are not bendy wired like the Toy Biz one is, but if you do have the Toy Biz tentacles, they do fit into his back, so that's a cool little thing you can do. Apart from that though, he seems to be an excellent representation of Dr. Octopus. And our second thing here, Jack Gallagher, is something that I mostly added to my cart so I could get free shipping, but he is a WWE Elite that I did want. He seems to be pretty standard Elite fare, which is fine. It's the best option we have for wrestling figures anyways, if you want to have more than a few people. And Jack Gallagher is one of the cooler people on 205 Live. I do prefer his current costume over this one, his heel costume, I guess. But they haven't made a figure of that, and honestly, I feel like it's not very likely that he'll get another Elite figure. But who knows? Maybe one day. Lastly, we have our final box, which is from the BST on 4chan, the toy part of 4chan, the only part of 4chan I've ever looked at. And it has 3 things in it, 3 things that I think I got a pretty decent deal on. Our first thing is the Figma Giant God Warrior. Then we have SH Figuarts Yoshi. And lastly, SH Figuarts Ash Ketchum. Firstly, we have our Giant God Warrior, which is a big monster thing from a movie that I haven't seen. But he is a figure that I've thought looked cool, and I've been wanting to get it. It kind of reminds me of Dark Souls, probably because it's got a lightning spear thing. Either way, he's a big monster thing, and he's a Figma thing, and he's a thing that looked cool, so I got him. And I don't think I'll be disappointed with him. Next, we have SH Figuarts Yoshi, a figure that I've just been meaning to get for a long time and had never gotten around to it. Yoshi is generally one of my favorite Mario characters, and Yoshi's Island is my favorite Mario game, so Yoshi is always something that I've intended to add to my video game, Nintendo, Super Smash Bros. Amalgamation shelf of objects. And this seems like a perfectly acceptable Yoshi to fill that spot. And I already have some of the SH Figuarts Mario stuff as it is, so he will be happily accompanying those. And lastly, we have SH Figuarts Ash, which once again is another figure that's been out for a while that I've just kinda always intended to get at some point. I'm pretty fond of the Pokemons, more so the games than the anime, but I did certainly used to watch the anime back during the original sort of run of it. And I'm more than willing enough to have SH Figuarts Ash among my other Pokemon things, and he can go stand next to Figma Red and be inferior to him. But overall, the figure seems fine, and I'm sure I'll be happy enough with him. And I need to get Team Rocket at some point, because they're way cooler. And that pretty much is it overall we got some pretty cool stuff and a really shitty Bulma figure that I hate. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you want to, you can join the Discord and click any other links or whatever that are in the description down there where we keep the description stuff at. So until next time, goodbye.